Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast. Where have I been the last 2 weeks? Because it hasn't been here on the podcast with you. So, what have I been doing? Well, let me answer that with a question for you. When you have a vacation or something that you've planned coming up, have you thought that you actually spend more time waiting for that experience than you actually do in the experience? Which means the time that you spend waiting should be invested in a way that brings you out at your very best. That's not what I used to experience. Whenever I would plan any type of getaway, and it didn't matter how long it was, it always seemed like I had to shove everything in, get it all done, make everyone happy. Because remember, we have fight, flight, freeze, or appease whenever we get overwhelmed with stress. But that's not what happened the last 2 weeks. I had 2 weekend getaways planned, and this past one was the really big one. There's an aquarium not too far. Well, it's a 3.5 hour drive, not too far from where I live. And it's been voted the number one aquarium in the United States for the last 4 out of 5 years. The only year that got missed was the year that we all missed because of COVID. And in this aquarium that takes you several hours to get through, it is just mind blowing. In one part of it, they have this huge tank that holds grouper that are about 6 feet large, and it has rays in there, stingrays, and it has sharks. It has two different types of sharks. Well, they offer this really cool event where you can get into a dive cage and actually be submerged with all of this underwater sea life. Oh, just incredible. Now, for those of you who are like sharks, it's completely safe. I've had an encounter with a shark out in its refrigerator, known as the ocean. So, doing something behind bars, I'm good with that. This is the one time you could put me behind bars and I'm okay. I was more afraid of putting on the freaking wetsuit. Okay, got it on, looked down and went, okay, I'm going to be 59 in a month. Holy cow, there are a couple of rolls I didn't know I had, and I didn't need to know it. So the wetsuit scared me more than getting in the water. So I have these 2 weekend events that were coming up. The one where I was going away with my husband, and then this past weekend where I actually went away with my son and his wife and one of my daughter-in-law's friends and their child. And we had a phenomenal time, and it was all built around doing this dive in the aquarium. Okay, so why am I sharing all of this with you? Because I was taking off more than my usual time for work. And I have clients that I need to serve, but I also have you that I want to assist. Now, in the past, I would have tried to shove everything in at one time and appease everyone because everything we do is based on what we value. And when you value being a people pleaser, because there's always a price to be paid, the price would have been me. Instead of waiting for these upcoming weekends going, oh my gosh, this is so phenomenal. What can I research on it? What details should I look for? How can I make the waiting even more enjoyable? How can I wake up every morning Not going, oh, let's get this day marked off until I get vacation, but instead going, oh, what can I reveal in me and what gifts can I make others aware of in their life in a way that we live our legacy now? Legacy isn't something that you leave when you die. Legacy is something that you live every single day. You're modeling behavior for others based on what you value, the boundaries you're drawing, the rules that you have, and the expression of your soul self, or either that or it's your ego struggling. Well, I just couldn't get it all done. So something had to go that, while it was important, it wasn't going to be a value. And that was the podcast. I want to assist you and I want to honor you, but I also have to honor those who invest in a relationship with me. And I want you to think about that, because one of the reasons why you are so flipping exhausted at the end of the day is that people are getting a piece of you that have not earned that right. Because to be in my world, there needs to be an investment. You're doing it at the lowest level there is, an investment of time, which really should be the highest level, because while you can make more money, you can't make more time. But you're willing to make that investment. So I'll show up and I'll make an investment in you, so I can educate you on who you need to be working with to get to your next level. So whether it's me or someone else, we need to be having a conversation about who you want to look for, because you might not even know what you value. And so there, it's said that we have 10 values that we experience in life. Only two of them do we ever develop ourselves. The other eight are developed by people who programmed and conditioned us to be something they needed to have to be okay in life. All right, so in just a moment, I'm going to give you your hypnosis helper. Keep in mind, hypnosis simply means to be in a state of suggestibility. And every time you're in an emotional state, you're open to suggestions, but those suggestions have to be in alignment with the emotions that you're experiencing. Okay, so here's your hypnosis helper. You're going to spend more time in life waiting for what's wonderful than you will in the wonderful experience. So you need to turn that waiting into a system of success all on its own. It's a standalone. And then those occasional big moments, such as vacations, are simply the extra. It's the bonus. It's the incentive. It's the reward. But you don't live for those. You live your legacy. So your hypnosis helper is, what are you valuing? And does it agree with every single day of your life being one that will lift you to greater heights of success with less effort? So go to drewdawnferguson.com/Vista, VISTA. You're going to see a 2-day experience where I'm going to teach you how to write your own story, where every single ending is one that benefits you. And I'll also give you the bonus of credit towards working with me privately. Go to drewdawnferguson.com/Vista. I'm glad to be back, and I'm looking forward for us talking, having a chat, and discovering who it is that you need to be working with for your next level of success.